Okay, so once you deploy a collection, like I did this the other day, you get this. It pretty much becomes a live drop immediately. So anyone can mint it at that point. So you have the price, you have the mintable per user right here. You have how many are left in the entire collection to mint. So this one's a third of the way through. There's 3 of them. It shows you whether there's a royalty set. So if anyone's receiving a royalty from this, the creator address, you can go to that, contract address, yada, yada. This one's ending in 9 hours, right? So you can go here and look, you've already minted 1 NFT and you can mint 0 more NFTs. So I already minted from this collection and I already hit the cap from this address. So I personally can't, but you can go in and anyone can go in and mint new ones from here. So you have that, and this, it kind of democratizes NFT creation and collection. If you can get through the hurdles of like battling with NFT up and all those error messages, like it's not my first time battling with that. And if you can get through that, then your collection is right here and it's live on minting now. So
Sweet.
That's the Launchpad. That's just one of many things that the site hides itself in, is the Launchpad. The second part is the marketplace, right? And really, this is where we put most of our heart and hard work into, is the marketplace, which is you can go explore sale listings, see every NFT that's for sale. You can explore your auction listings, see everything that's up for auction. If you want to explore drops, like we mentioned, things that are minting now and live, they're right here. Upcoming drops, live drops, ended drops. If you noticed in the Launchpad, you can set your timed window here. So you set when to when you want your NFT drop to be. And this is huge, I think, for influencers who are like, yo, I'm going to have this drop on this date. It's now upcoming on Mintra. You can go see, and it launches, or it mints from this date to this date. And then we also include, like I said earlier, royalty, if you want to add a royalty up to 10%. And you can even include a different recipient address if you'd like, which is really cool for collections that want to do like royalty pools or something. I know the PulsePunks guys kind of started that a lot in the PulseChain NFT community. They have a royalty pool. It just paid out, I think, yesterday to their holders, like 300 million Pulse to their like 1,100 holders, and each of them got like, you know, a few, like a good amount of Pulse. Each of them got, I think it was like $20 or something. But yeah, for people who want to do like a royalty pool or send the royalty to a different address than the actual one that they're on, then this is a really cool feature, I think. So let's do let's do 1% royalty. And this one's kind of cool too, if you want to make your collection burnable, or your NFTs in the collection burnable or not. So this is more so like, yeah, it's like a scarcity play. But if you want all of them to exist for some reason, if they're like trading cards or whatever, style NFTs, you might want them all to exist. So this is another toggle users can have, make it burnable or not. And then you would hit next, deploy, and they would be on here, minting now or upcoming, depending on the window. And yeah, so you can explore sale listings, auction listings, drops, entire collections themselves, right, on a collection level instead of just on an NFT level. You can search by name, address, symbol. You have your filters over here. If you want to filter by ERC 721, ERC 1155, you can filter by videos. Yeah.
Images. I'll go over the difference between those two.
Okay.
721 and 155.
Yeah, they're the two most popular NFT standards. So 721 in particular, let's say you launch one collection with 10,000 NFTs. Those are usually ERC 721 because you only have token ID 1 through 10,000. And each of those token IDs have a supply of 1. Versus when you get into ERC 1155s, you get into fungible NFT land. Like starting to put the F in NFT a little bit. They start becoming a little more like ERC 20 tokens. That's how my brain kind of figures it out, because you can have token ID 1 to 10,000, but token ID 1 might have like 500 supply. There's supply within each token ID.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you could have like it gets a little crazy, but yeah, let's find some examples. ERC 1155. Let's see. let's look at this llama pass. Looks interesting, right? And you can see that for llama pass number 1, I don't know what this is, by the way, for the record. For llama pass number 1, you have 55 owners because there's 502 supply of this particular token ID, token ID 1. So there's 502 supply, 55 owners. This is really cool too. You can click on this little link thing and see all of the owners, how many they own. This guy owns 1. This guy owns 1 of them. This guy owns 2. You can just scroll down and make an offer like, ooh, this guy owns 339 of them. I'm going to make an offer on all 339, 1 pulse each, total price, right? Price per unit, quantity, that product is this. So I'm going to make an offer. Oh, not enough NFTs. Okay. Maybe he doesn't hold the full amount anymore. So let me just offer on like 100 of them. I want 100 of those bad boys of llama pass number 1. And so you make an offer, and if it's for sale, you can just straight up buy it. If it's for auction, you can straight up bid on it. But since they're not, you can just make an offer on it right now, and then just bug them on Twitter or whatnot to try to get them to accept the offer, or get other people to be like, yo, there's a huge offer on this. Go check it out on Mintra. So it's another cool little marketing tool. So yeah, so now I've made an offer on that. But the point of this was ERC 1155s is that's the main distinction is there's supply per token ID greater than 1. And that's the difference. So you can explore and filter by that, by your standard, by your media type, whether it's a video, image, GIF, badges, which will beef up in the future too. Like right now we have a few. Let's see what's hex related. Cool, some HSI, some staker class, some hex funks. Let's see what's pulse related. Boom, 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 and so on, like the PNS ones. These are 1155s as well. But yeah, man, you can trade your .pns name or .pls names. Let's see if there's an RHMax. That'd be kind of cool. Name. You filter by name. We go down to R. Have you talked to the PulseChain name service guys?
I feel like I had them on the show during open mic one day. I think so.
All right, so I don't think your name is here. You might want to claim that one for PulseChain mainnet once they're out. But there's Richard.pls, RG3.pls, and so on. Boom, we can make an offer on this. This is probably RG3 though, owner, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have fun with this. And speaking of users, one of my new favorite features leads right into it, explore users. This is one of my favorite new features because it introduces this competitive nature to things where you have top earners, top spenders, and most items sold. So then it's like you can go in and see who's making the most, who's spending the most, whose ratio is most profitable, who's selling the most items. And again, you add this kind of competitive nature to it. Looks like one of my accounts is the top spender, but about 50% down on earnings, which is okay. This one spent $1 million pulse, made 3.4 milli pulse. And you can just see that like this social aspect of NFT marketplaces, I think is really important. And I haven't seen any other marketplaces that have this on PulseChain, like a really nice explore user section. And there's much more we can do. Like users can choose to feature maybe their NFTs, or maybe we could show their shop right here, what they have on sale for auction. So a lot of cool things we can do with everything. We're really in a position to move fast now and do all the cool new features. So that's the NFT side of things, the Launchpad in the marketplace. We can dive into the mint side of things, the token. Next.
Tokenomics, man. People want to know how they're going to get rich off this thing, okay?
100%. So let's go back to our landing page real quick, mintra.ai.
Okay.
Right. Mint is a PRC20 token. It can be traded on DEXs like PulseX, like PHUX. It can be staked, burned, or used as a currency on the marketplace itself. So the tokenomics of it are that mint stakers, and I'll explain the staking tokenomics shortly. They receive 1/3 of all platform fees. The mint buy and burn function receives 1/3 of all platform fees. And the root address, a mint controlled address, receives 1/3 of all platform fees. You can use the mint token as the actual currency on the marketplace, just the same as with PLS or with Hex or PLSX or stablecoins. The difference being Mint is treated slightly differently, where if you do choose to use Mint as the marketplace currency, you get a third off discount off of the 2.25% fee. So you're really only paying 1.5% fee as a Mint holder. So that gives it nice utility in the same way. I don't know if you've been around since the days when BNB was just first launching, and what they did on Binance was like, you hold BNB, crazy. You get a discount on trading fees. Genius.
Yeah.
So like it adds utility to the token. So if you use Mint as marketplace currency, you get a third off trading fees. So I wanted to emulate that a little bit. Cool. So let's get into the staking tokenomics. Again, these are testnet prices, heavily inflated. But as you can see, I already have some Mint staked. I already have a little bit of yield. Have some liquid PLS. I don't have any liquid Mint. Let me unstake everything to show you guys how to start from scratch, right? So
my first question is, where's the PLS come from? But in the voice of, where's the ETH, Richard? Like the voice of that. But like, where's the PLS, Gerardo?
Where does the PLS come from?
Yeah.
Platform fees. So it shows here clearly in the tokenomics on the landing pages. Stakers receive a third of all platform fees, which I think is a good system, because you're not inflating your token to pay out stakers. You're not getting it from God knows where and leaning towards like Ponzi-nomics. You're just, if there's success on the platform and there are fees, you just get part of those fees. It's a very straightforward, kind of like a PulseX, right? Where do the LP fees come from? From users trading. What if there are no users trading? You don't get LP fees. It's really that simple. If there's NFT trading, you get staking fees. If not, you don't. So it's really inspired by that sort of model, right? You have, I don't want to go too tangential, but you can pay out through inflation, you can pay out through fees, and there's a third major one that people use. So inflation, there's fees, and there is sometimes yield from other places, and it starts getting a little complex. But
we do the coins. You can do your own coin or a different coin, or there's a bunch of different ways. Yeah,
exactly. So let's unstake, right? And this is very similar to yield farming, if you guys are familiar. If you're not, it's basically soft staking, where you can lock and unlock whenever you want. There's no time commitment. The only time aspect to this is what you can see here, which is the rewards duration, which is 8,640 blocks, effectively a day on PulseChain, in PulseChain time, 10-second blocks. So roughly every day or so, you need to be staked for a full duration to get yield. So it incentivizes to stake for more than 1 day at a time. However, it's not necessary. The incentive is there. It's not a requirement, though. Big difference. So let's unstake and harvest our yield, which is unstaking my 28,000 mints and my 200 PLS in yield, so that I can restake and show you guys how to do it. So
this is sweet.
Thanks, man. Mint can be, first of all, check. I know I'm all over the place. If you check sacrifice here at top of Mintra.ai, you can see your allocation to see how much Mint you're allocated from the sacrifice phase back in February of 2022. And you can view your details, whatever. And it's actually really easy to add it to your MetaMask right here. It's a little MetaMask. Boom. In case you haven't added it, Mint, cool. Now it's in your MetaMask. And yeah, it reflects the amounts clearly here. You have your Mint and your PLS balances. They look like they're reflected correctly. And you can stake all of it if you want, or you can just stake part of it. So let's do like 10,000. Why not? You have to set your spending cap as when you're doing most DeFi. Set a spending cap. The site can spend up to, let's say, 10,000 Mint. Excuse me. Approve it. I think testnet is like 14-second blocks. It's a bit slow.
Huh. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Amount has been approved. Let's stake it.
So essentially, the reason to hold and stake Mint would be to, one, earn earn platform fees, so get paid the yield in PLS, and so that could help. That's like one of the tokenomics. And then just remind me too, is there a fixed supply? Is it just from the SAC phase that was the total supply?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is there any burning or anything?
Automated, yeah. So we'll get into the buy and burn in a sec. But you're right, fixed supply, and it'll only go down from there, which is really nice. It doesn't inflate.
Gotcha.
So now we have our mint staked, and we're now officially mint stakers. Very, very cool. So in this case, there's 13 hours left in the duration, right? So the way this works is you wait 13 hours, and then this stake will start collecting yield, right? But you will have to be staked for that full duration, the next one, because we're not in a full one because it's already like halfway through. So let's see. Let's do a little bit of math. 13 hours and then 24 hours. So in about 37 hours from now is when you'll actually be able to unstake and get some yield in this particular scenario. If I were closer to like the 24 to the end of this, then it would just be 24 hours. But right now it's 37. Gotcha. So boom, here we are. And again, where does the yield come from? It comes from platform fees. But what's really cool is this burn page. If you go to Mint, we were just on Mint Stake, you go to Mint Burn. This is where the magic happens. This is where users call the function to pay out stakers to go to buy and burn and to go to the root address. So not only is it handled by the smart contract, but it's handled by users calling a public function. So the same way the narrative with Hex is users mint their own rewards. You mint your own rewards, which is true. In this case, it's users distribute their own rewards. They're not mincing it, right? Because they've been collected as platform fees, but they are pretty much calling the function that takes all of the collected fees up to that point and distributes them accordingly to where they need to go. So in this case, there's about 10,000 PLS sitting in what we call the fee splitter, right? Mm-hmm. So this is what's been collected as fees. And this is pretty cool too. My front end guy was like, we should add this, which is everyone gets a bounty. Just the same in PulseX. You get a bounty for mashing this button. Because why would you mash it and spend your gas? Especially during high gas fee environments. You probably wouldn't. Unless you're like a real fan of Mintra and just want to see your yield, want to see your buy and burn. Like there are incentives. Stakers probably might be more incentivized to mash this. Mint holders too. But in general, now everyone is, because you get a bounty of 1,000th, so 0.1% of all of the PLS balance in the contract. So in this case, since the fee splitter has like 11,000 pulse, I'll get like 11 pulse just for hitting this. And if this is bigger, obviously I'll get more. So buy and burn, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and this red thing, it calculates the difference between your bounty and how much gas is going to cost to see if you're profitable or not. Cool, token successfully flushed. That's really nice. So you can see what happened in this transaction. And you can see, let's see if I actually got my bounty. Right. So it showed me, remember that warning? It was like, this is not profitable. You will lose 0.000006 pulse if it goes through. It happened. I just lost pulse with that. So it's not always profitable unless there's a lot of fees sitting in there.
Gotcha. So, yeah, that was a test function under normally on mainnet and stuff when people are using the platform. Otherwise, it should be a lot larger.
Lowest price. What we could do is we could fill the fee splitter with more fees. Let's buy a Hex Funk for 5 million pulse. Why not? It's on sale. Because I want to show you the scenario in which it is profitable. Hit that buy and burn button.
Okay.
So buying NFT. Cool. Now I'm a proud owner of HexFunk 3810 on this account. I can see how quickly the button's changed. I can list it for sale now, put it on auction, transfer it, or do like a bulk list for sale. Cool. So now if we go to the burn page, there should be more fees sitting in there. Look at that. Fees were collected from the sale. Cool. So now I want to hit buy and burn. That red thing doesn't appear, no warning. So this is profitable. And let's do it. So 123,000 pulls that we're about to flush. And again, that's going to go to buy and burn, stakers, and root address. So let us see. Flush down to your reward. It even shows you here 112 pulse.
Nice.
112.5. So in theory, this one should be profitable. Cool. Tokens successfully flushed. And you can see in the transaction itself what happened. That, remember, there was like 123,000 pulse, and it goes a third. So 41,000 went to buy mint on the market on PulseX. 202 mint got bought, 41,000 pulse, and then 202 mint got burned, sent to the 0 address. So that's all working. Let's go to the account I used and confirm we're a human to BlockScout. Bad gateway, of course. And see my coin balance history. Did it go up? Yep. It went up by 112.5 pulse. So the front end calculated it correctly. It showed you your bouncy, and we got our incentive to match that button. And now stakers got their yields. Token got bought and burnt. And if we actually go to our staker yield, oh yeah, we would have had some if we'd already been staked for long enough, because we just executed some staker yield right there. But that's how the buy and burn works, which I think is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that I could see you modeled a lot of this, a lot of the tokenomics stuff from Hex, from PulseX, from you learned from a lot of really cool techniques that make sense within the platform for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because it is kind of a Frankenstein of a little bit of Hex, a little bit of PulseX, a little bit of everything.
Okay. Quick question, just to clarify too from Bets. Overall, Mintra holders are the house and earn some of the fees. So you would say the stakers are the house, or how would you explain that?
So Mint holders, what do they benefit from? They benefit from the buy and burn, from just constant buy pressure on the market of Mint, directly proportional to any potential volume on Mintra. And so if you're just holding a token that's getting bought up with buy and burn, it's like PulseX. Like the incentive to hold PLSX holders benefit from the buy and burn. Mint stakers not only benefit from the buy and burn, but also from the yield. And yeah, so for Mint holders and stakers, they both benefit. Stakers, I'd argue, slightly more, just via tokenomics. Like they just get more. Like they get the benefits of the buy and burn. They can unstake whenever they want. If they like the price of Mint and want to sell it on the market, and at the same time they're getting yield. Like it's kind of a no-brainer to stake, in my opinion, because you can unstake whenever you want. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much people stake, and you can see that in our Learn tab. We have a ton of stuff, like our FAQ that I showed you earlier, our analytics, which I'm describing now, which is like how much Mint stakes total. Okay, 217 million. How much rewards are sitting in the staking reward pool? Should make that clear. Total staking rewards pool. I'll change that today. 14 million pulse. Total Mint supply. How much volume you've seen on the marketplace from sales or auctions, collections, total NFTs, users. I mean, this is kind of equivalent to up here if you hover. Total Mint staked is like your TVL right here, just in USD, burned since launch. And your charts, like your supply chart, should really only be going down. Perfect, everything's working.
How'd you learn how to make such good charts, man?
These charts, we use the library. I forgot what library we use, man. But are you hinting towards looking at Hex?
Yeah. I was joking. Yeah. How'd you learn how to make such good charts? Did you ever do a website that did some of that stuff before?
My the child which I've abandoned, and I heard a cool analogy the other day. I was like, this is like the kid that's doing good. They can take care of themselves. They go to school, they walk home, and they're not really bugging you anymore. They can survive on their own. And Mintra is the one. This is the child that's like the newborn, needs all your attention. It's the most expensive one, constantly shitting itself every day, and the one you pretty much pay full attention to. So yeah, that's the case. But looking at Hex was the original child. Yes.
As long as it's shitting yield, we're okay with the Mintra shitting.
Do not say that when I'm taking a drink. That was false.
within the analogy. One more question on the buy and burn as well. Are bots welcome for the buy and burn button claiming?
Or bots? Yes. Good old bots.
They've kind of taken over the buy and burn on a lot of products lately, huh?
Kind of, but no. So contracts cannot call it. And again, this was from inspired by PulseX. I looked at the PulseX contract, and there was a little thing that was like only EOA. If you guys know what EOA is, it's externally owned address. So it's like your address that you own or mine that I own, not including smart contracts. Smart contracts are not EOA.
So the bot couldn't be a smart contract to do it, but it still could be just an address that is calling different API functions stuff. Okay.
I was right about it getting that. You're smart. Yep, exactly. So it can't be a smart contract, but you can have a normal EOA and script it as some people do. And if you want to have your hot wallet and your private key in like a freaking .env file somewhere and script your thing, like go have fun. I'm not about that life personally, but yes, that can be done. But yeah, smart contracts cannot call. And the reason for that was like, what was the reason for that? It was the slippage stuff. We were doing some models on, all right, so mint buy and burn, it's effectively PLS buying mint on the market. Well, now you have to think about slippage. Do you have slippage limits? If it's really high slippage, could someone go and buy mint on the market, hit the buy and burn, sell mint on the market, and pretty much dampen the pump? There was modeling done around that led us to decide for the sake of the users, only let EOAs call that function. And you pointed out, you can script an EOA, you can automate it, but it would be harder to do that and dampen the pump. So
maybe it would definitely be more efficient with another smart contract doing it. But I wonder because PulseX buy and burn. I don't think I've ever looked at it and said, the button's clear, you should burn some. It's always been, I guess, I assume scripted away if it's the same case as this. But interesting. Okay, good question.
Yeah, they do the same thing.
One to hear from Bets. When is Mintra going live on mainnet? Is it within the next 5 minutes?
So royalties, we enforce. When is Mintra going live on mainnet? October. I think I've said that. I think I said I'd give a week notice, right? How many people are live on this?
30-ish.
Should we give some alpha?
I mean, these are the 30 people who did show up and are listening. So I almost want to talk more to these people than I would if they were like 100 or more, because then you got actually people who are super interested.
Nice. Yeah, Vets is spamming with questions. I like it. Let's see. What do we do with our Mintra token stake it? Yep. Mintra holds for the house. Yeah. Oh, that's what you were getting at. Yeah. Bots. Some good questions. Okay. Not today. We're not launching today. How about that? So that
is shocking. Shocked. I'm shocked.
Also not launching tomorrow. So there you go. 10th and 11th are not on the table. See, I don't want to see when I start doing that, then people start like coming up with conspiracies when I'm just kind of like having fun.
But not launching Richard's birthday, which was yesterday as well. So
no, I didn't. Though that would have been good.
How disrespectful.
I will say that we've had mainnet estimate launch dates, and they've slowly been like creeping back a few weeks, and but they've been creeping back by smaller and smaller amounts. Usually like a week. Now it's like then it was days, but before the end of the month. Before the end of the month, man. Yeah.
James says, "What is your interpretation of imminent?"
My interpretation of imminent is imminent.
Imminent of interpretation. I mean, yes.
You will have that interpretation imminently.
I have a surprise comment for you that I'll get back to after you finish with all these. I'll save it for afterwards. But I do want to hear about the royalties. Let's do that.
All right. So royalties. Yeah, we do enforce creator royalties, as you saw like on the Launchpad. So if you're creating a new collection, you can set your royalty. But I think one of the huge value props here to any creators, and this will be huge for Ethereum creators too, who've already deployed collections successfully, already have built NFT communities, have active communities, and need more incentive to get their followers trading their copies on PulseChain than just like, oh, you have a free copy, right? And that is the fact that you can set a royalty on any contract that you own. So let's say you are the deployer of, I don't know, Pudgy Penguins, right? And you're like, oh, it looks like all my users, my 10,000 NFT holders, have a copy on PulseChain. Yeah, PulseChain's all right. I don't know if I want to send them over there. I don't know if those copies are valid, right? But then you find out, oh, I can go into my view profile, look at the collections I own, aka the ones I've deployed from an address. I can go in and set a royalty. You as the owner of the collection could go in and set a royalty. So let's do one that doesn't have a royalty set. Like I created these the other day. No royalty set, perfect. Made these with AI, by the way. Launching NFT art has never been easier. So you own this collection. Let's just pretend these are the Pudgy Penguins that got forked over. Okay? So they copied over high value legacy Ethereum NFT collections. You can set a royalty and be like, oh, now I have more of a reason to tell my followers to come trade their copies because I'm going to benefit 1% on every trade. Why not? And the same as with the Launchpad, you can set the royalty receiver to the current wallet or a different one. You set your royalty, pay a little bit of gas, wait a few seconds for the block to finalize, and I'm hoping our front end will reflect it immediately. If not, I'll hit it with that refresh. Wait for all the notifications and go from blue to green. Take a sip of your ghost.
Reflect it imminently. So yeah, I waited till you were finished. I waited till the can went back down before I did it. I timed it.
There it is. Front end reflects it immediately, 1%. And now you can be like, hey, Penguin holders, come trade your copies on Mintra. Tweet. And like this is the case for all Ethereum creators who've already built their communities, already deployed their collections, already had success. All their holders already have a copied over collection. And now as a creator, you have the 1% royalty incentive to get everyone to come trade. So I think that in particular is pretty huge and should not go under the radar because that's how you get Ethereum creators over, right? Boom. So, I mean, we thought things through, man. Want to make sure our Mint community, our holders or stakers were taken care of. Want to make sure the PulseChain community is taken care of. Want to make sure creators of NFTs, both Ethereum and PulseChain, are taken care of, as well as traders and collectors and buyers of NFTs. So we're taking care of the whole gambit here. And yeah, we've set the royalty, and I'm just stoked, man, about that feature. And it's all described here on the .ai. But I really believe we've built PulseChain's best NFT app that's out there right now. We've put in the most time, effort, sweat, capital, audits, testing. Like this is as solid as it gets when it comes to development of a project on a blockchain, man.
It looks great. It really does.
Thank you, bro.
I know it's been a lot of work. I know it's I'm not a founder of a token myself. I do work on the PulseChain validator scripts and stuff, and it's like you want to have a product that helps people and like does what you say it's going to do, and has as few bugs as possible, and obviously no critical ones. And it's a lot of work talking to people, responding to stuff, thinking of all the edge cases. It's a lot of work.
Edge cases, man. They're the worst. It's everything. You have to think through so many different scenarios, and if you didn't, you have to go back and make sure you did. For Solidity, guys, make sure you get audits, make sure you have full test coverage, make sure you have unit tests. Like, get a full testing harness around your thing. They're probably scenarios you haven't thought of. They're probably edge cases you haven't thought of. So do your due diligence before launching financial immutable software, right?
Yep.